Good morning. Welcome back to the second part of the lecture on the quality control. So, we were discussing the quality control charts. So, I'll discuss the attribute charts in this lecture. So, control charts for attributes. First chart I'll pick is the P charts. P charts are used to measure the proportion that is defective in a sample. Proportion defective means the computation of center line as well as the upper and lower control limit is similar to the computation of the other control charts, but the center line is computed as the average proportion defective in the population, that is denoted by P bar. So, it is obtained by taking the number of samples of observations at a random and computing the average P across the values. Upper control limit is equal to the central proportion plus z into sigma p. Okay. Similarly, lower control limit is equal to p bar minus z into sigma p. What is sigma? What is standard deviation here? So, p bar is here my sample proportion defective. Okay. So, z is a standard normal deviate and sigma p is the standard deviation of the average proportion defective, where the value of sigma p can be calculated as the square root of p bar into 1 minus p bar by n, where n is the sample size. So, this is a plotted P chart that is picked from one of the references here. So, it is showing the proportion of defective units, upper control limit and lower control limit is there. So, I will try to just see this numerical. During the quality checkup in an industry that produces nuts and bolts, random sample were taken and some defective pieces of nuts and bolts were obtained and as tabulated below. Using the following data, draw its P chart. So, we have the period from 1 to 30, okay. So, and the subgroup value is there and the number of defective is there. Now, I will just export this data to my Excel sheet. I have already exported that and like to show you that how do we construct the P chart. First of all, we have number of defective pieces and the period. This is actually period, this is the when is this number selected. So, this is number defective NP, number defective. I need to see the proportion. I will also come to the NP chart, and NP chart is when we will plot this directly. So, number of proportion defective would be, this is equal to the number of defectives divided by the total number of pieces those are inspected. Okay, this is 0.95. Okay, if I will repeat, number of defectives, this is equal to number of defectives, that is 19 divided by the subgroup size, that is 200. Okay, enter. So, I will just drag this to get my proportion defective and format cells. I will bring it to 2 places of decimal. Okay. So, this is my proportion defective. So, I will call it percent defective. Okay. So, this is my percent defective. Now, I can calculate the upper control limit and lower control limit using the formula. Upper control limit, it was equal to percent defective plus Z sigma. Okay. So, what was that formula? It is percent defective plus Z sigma. So, sigma is under root P bar into 1 minus P bar by n, n is the size. Okay. So, value of Z that I will pick is 3 here. I have to calculate the P bar first. So, this is percent defective. So, what is P bar? Average of these values, enter, which is equal to 0.1. I will put it here. This is P bar. Okay. I will just put it in a box and color it red. So, this P bar. So, this is equal to P bar, this value, okay. Then I am trying to put here just a sec. I am trying to put my lower control limit here first. Then I will put my upper control limit. So, lower control limit is equal to P bar, okay, minus value of z, which is kept 3, into P bar into 1 minus P bar, the square root of that. Okay, I will just put P bar, again this value P bar, into 1 minus, again value of P bar D32, divided by n. So, what is n here? N is my subgroup size. Okay. N is actually this value B2, subgroup size. So, first let me close this bracket, this is all close. I need to take square root here as well. So, I will start the braces here, then take square root of so I have to close the braces and close the braces. I think it should be complete. We found a typo, it is 0.36. So, skip. So, let me check it again, it is P bar into 3 times square root of P bar into 1 minus P bar by n, n is the subgroup size. Okay. So, okay, this formula is complete. So, let me put a dollar sign to lock the value of P bar. P bar is to be locked. Okay, this B2 subgroup size would vary. Okay, this is fixed now, and I would also like to format it or bring it back to the second place, or I can put it to the third place of decimal range, because we are working with the proportion defectives this time, and the proportion might need another 0, a significant 0 after decimal. So, this is the value and I am dragging this. So, I will get my lower control limit for these values. I can even find my upper control limit, the only difference I am just dragging this formula here again. Okay. Okay. So, only thing is that I need to make sure that this B remains B, the subgroup is there, and in place of minus I will put plus, enter. So, this is the value. Okay. Lower control limit, upper control limit, then center line. Center line is nothing but my value of P bar. This is equal to $D dollar, what was the value, D32. Okay, I will just pick it from here, this value D32, dollar and dollar, enter. So, this is proportion defective. So, I am going to plot this using the line. Okay. Insert line. So, I have got this. This is my proportion defective chart or P chart. Okay. So, this is, I will put the chart title here. This is P chart. Okay, lower control limit, upper control limit and center line. Okay. Now, I have got upper control limit, lower control limit and center line. Now, I need to put my process here. Process is percent defective. So, okay, I will just plot it again. So, I will pick my percent defective and my control limits and center line, then insert line diagram. This is my P chart. Okay. So, this is, you can see the whole process is in control. Okay. The quality is in control, the proportion defectives are there, but those are within these 3 sigma limits. If I reduce my sigma limits, it might get out of control, this value, that is the highest value, it might get out of control. Like, let me add labels, data labels. Okay, 0.16 is the maximum value and the minimum value is 0.05. Okay, so this was the P chart. So next, similar to P charts, we have NP charts. Before that, I will try to cover the C charts. What are C charts? C charts are used to monitor the defects per unit. When we have the number of defects or defects per unit, we can use the C chart. The examples here can be the number of defects, as I said, when we manufacture a car, the number of defects in a specific section, or the number of defected pieces of the bottles which were packed, or the number of return meals in a restaurant, or the number of trucks that exceed their weight limit in a month, or like these. When number of defects are there, C charts are used. So the C charts, the average number of defects is denoted by C bar. Okay, C bar is average number of defects. And the upper control limit and lower control limit is equal to our C bar plus Z into under root of C bar, that's all. Okay, C bar minus Z into under root of C bar. I'll pick these values as 3 and 3 here. So C charts, one of the C charts is plotted here. So it is just showing that one of the value is not in control. It is just the number of defects. So C bar is value that works as a center line. Also this works as our center line. Center line is equal to this value. Okay, and upper control limit and lower control limit are there. So next I will take a numerical problem to elaborate my C chart. And in the question we have, in an automobile industry, various quality checkups were performed by an inspector at different time periods, and different number of defects were found, which are tabulated below, which is tabulated here. And using this data, try to make a C chart and see whether the process is within control or not. So these are the number of defects, 27 defects per automobile. This automobile industry, just put automobile, it can be a motorbike, it can be a car, a truck, bus, whatever it is. So number of defects in the final inspection, those were found is 27. Okay, so it is 17 here, 21, so on. So I'll take this data to the Excel sheet and try to plot the C chart. So this is number of defects. First thing I need to calculate is C bar. C bar is the average number of defects. Okay, so C bar I can put here, C bar. This is equal to average of these numbers. Okay, enter. It is 18. So let me convert it into 2 decimal places. 17.73. Another way to do it is, in place of average, I would better put this is equal to sum of these numbers divided by count of these numbers. Actually, it is one and the same thing, but why I am doing it, because in the U chart I will tell you that sometimes the number is different. We are just taking one automobile, this divided by, or you are just learning another formula here, count of these numbers. Okay, the count would be again 30 only. So this is C bar. Okay, then I can just put my center line, that is equal to C bar, then lower control limit, then I will put my upper control limit. Okay, center line is equal to C bar, enter. Let me lock it, dollar and dollar. Okay, lower control limit is C bar minus 3 into under root of C bar. This is equal to C bar, this value minus 3 is the value of Z that I have selected, into square root of this C bar. Put a braces here and enter. Okay, yes. So it is 5.1. So let me just put the dollar sign here. Enter, and up to 2 places of decimal. Okay, so this is my lower control limit. Okay, similarly upper control limit would be very similar to this, but I would have C bar plus 3 times, or this is Z times of square root of C bar. Enter. So this is my upper control limit. So I can just plot this. Insert a line diagram. So this is my number of defects, blue line, control limit, lower control limit and upper control limit. Okay. So if you like to change this color, we can change this color to the gray only. Okay, and this can be colored maybe red. Okay, so lower control limit, upper control limit are there. I can put the labels here, data labels. Oh, not like this. I'll just put data labels here. So it is showing my C chart here. Okay, so C chart is used when we have number of defects. Number of defects are fixed. Similar to C chart, we have U chart. Okay, with the C chart, the sample size is 1 unit. That is, we had the number of defects in an automobile in 1 unit. But when the number of units are different, U chart is like a C chart, except the sample size is greater than 1 unit. So with a C chart, the sample size is 1 unit. But when the number of units is more than 1 or the sample size is greater than 1, U chart is used. But it is similar to C chart. The only thing is that the number of units are there, so we take the proportion of that. So here, as like you can say that C chart monitors the number of defects in 1 unit, but U chart monitors or track the number of defects per unit. U chart monitors number of defects per unit. Okay, so we divide just the number of defects by n. So center line here is U bar. Okay, average here, and upper control limit and lower control limit are given by U bar plus Z. I'll just put the value 3 here directly, which I am using, into U bar by n, where n is the subgroup size or the sample size when it is greater than 1. Okay. So similarly, lower control limit is U bar, I'll put small u, minus 3 times of U bar by n. Okay. So this is one of the U charts that is plotted here. So I'll try to plot this as well. So I have a numerical problem here. So similar to C chart, the U chart is used to track the total number of defects per unit. So using this numerical, what is the problem here? A car industry produces axle for a particular type of car model, okay, in its own industry. Its quality inspector inspects the car axle produced at different time periods, taking random sample sizes, and note down the defective pieces in a table given below. So it is tabulated here. Using given data, make a U chart. So what they are telling that number of axles are produced, it just pick the random size of axles. In the previous C chart, we had one full automobile, and we were trying to look the defects, the total defects which are noted down at the end while we are dispatching that. So here what he does, he first picked 37 axles, then he fixed 42 axles. Out of 37, he find that there are 19 defects are there, and out of 42, they find that 27 defects are there. So we calculated defects per unit, which is nothing but 19 by 37. Okay, 0.51 is 19 by 37. 27 by 42 comes down to 0.64. So I'll try to plot the U chart as well here. U chart. So we have calculated the number of defects. Number of defects is, you can see the formula. It is C2 by B2. C2 means 19 by 37. So defects per unit. Okay. So to calculate the lower and the upper control limits, I need to calculate the U bar. So U bar is the total number of defects by total number of pieces was inspected. So this is equal to sum of total number of defects okay, and similar to this we have total number of pieces which are inspected, and we have U bar, this is equal to total number of defects divided by total number of pieces which are inspected. Enter. This is 0.6 whatever the value is. So I'll just bring it to second place of decimal. Okay. So we have the value of U bar here. So we have center line, lower control limit and upper control limit. Center line is my U bar, this is equal to U bar, enter, lock the value. Okay. Then lower control limit is, this is equal to U bar minus 3 times of square root of bracket star U bar by n, U bar divided by n. What is n here? N here is my number of pieces which are inspected, that is subgroup size, that is 37 here, that is B2. So bracket close, enter. So okay, 3 into, it wouldn't accept unless we complete the formula. So 0.219. So let me bring it back to the second place of decimal. Okay, lower control limit is there. So I lock the U bar enter and drag. So upper control limit will be very similar to this. The only difference would be, in place of minus I would have plus 3 times of the value, sorry, it's plus, that's all, enter. So I'll just plot this defects per unit and this, and I'll directly get my U chart. So it is lower control limit, upper control limit, center line, and I have this U chart. So we can see that one of the observation here is out of control. First I'll add the data labels here. The data labels. Okay, this value is 1.06, and if I go to this value, it will show it the series is defects per unit, and the reading number it also say, okay, the 0.28 data level. Okay, so point number 28 is here. Here I am having point number 28. So let me try to see what is, if I eliminate this point, let me try to just delete the cell completely. Okay, if I eliminate this point, we are left with total 29 points actually, but the process comes in control. So this is also not a worry. So I'll just undo it to keep the whole data intact here. So this is my, I'll put the chart title, this is my U chart. Okay. So next comes NP chart. After U chart, we will discuss the NP chart. NP chart is similar to the P charts. NP charts is used to monitor the number of non-conforming units of a process based on sample taken from the processes at a given time, maybe at specific hours, shift, days, weeks, months, etc. So typically an initial series of samples is used to estimate the average number of non-conforming units per sample. Then the estimated average is then used to produce control limits for the number of non-conforming units. So during this initial phase, the process should be in control. If points are out of control during the initial phase, that is during the initial estimation only, the assignable cause should be determined and the sample should be removed from estimation that we have been doing. So the P chart is one that shows the fraction defective, whereas NP chart shows the number of defectives. I will put it clearly here. P chart, okay, it shows the fraction defective, and NP chart, it shows the number of defectives. As you can see, the NP chart is there. P was the fraction and N is the number. If I multiply the number to the fraction, it will show the number of defectives. Okay. So for the NP charts, each point in the chart is given by a value denoted by DI, which is the number of non-conforming units maybe of the ith sample. Okay. If NP chart produced, the center line proportion may be input directly, or it may be estimated from the series of samples. If it is estimated from samples of formula, the central charge, then the center line is NP bar. Okay, this is center line. And if where N is sample size is P calculated here, where this P bar is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to K, that is number of samples DI by K into N. To put it in a simpler form, it is just summation of I is equal to 1 to K Pi by K. This is P bar. Okay. And the lower and upper control limits, load control limit and upper control limits. The load control limit can be given by NP bar minus Z times NP bar into 1 minus P bar. You can see we have just multiplied N with the P chart. It was P bar minus Z into P bar minus into 1 minus P bar by N here. If we multiply N here, so the N goes inside, it becomes N square, so 1 N is cut. So we get this value, and the upper control limit would be NP bar plus Z times NP bar into 1 minus P bar. Okay, this is Z, small z. So where this multiplier, the value of Z is generally chosen set to 3. Okay, so the false alarms or the out of control signals are given when the process is not in control. So this is an example of NP chart. So we'll provide you this in the slides. So this is a problem here. So in the numerical problem, we have this question: a bulb industry produces lamps for the headlights of trucks. To minimize the production of defectives, the quality inspector conducts a test to check the efficiency of the workers, in which he notes down the number of defective headlamps produced. By taking the random sample and tabulate the data, now using this data make a control chart. The control chart that will have will make here is NP chart. So, number of defectives are given and the period is given when he took the sample. So, I will just export this to my Excel sheet, and we have number of defectives and the period when the reading is taken. Okay. For the NP chart, what we need to do, we need to calculate the value of NP bar. NP bar is here, can be just, I will put N into P bar, N into P bar. Okay. So, this is equal to the average of the defects. Is equal to average of these values. Enter. So, I will just give this, bring this value to these two places of decimal. So, this is NP bar. So, we have the center line as our NP bar and lower control limit and upper control limit. Center line is our this value NP bar. Enter. I will just lock the values dollar and drag. So, this is my center line. So, lower control limit, this is equal to NP bar, that is this value. Okay. Now, minus 3 times 3 into 3 is my value of z or z, square root of NP bar into 1 minus P bar. So, it is square root of NP bar is same number into 1 minus P bar. Okay, I have to calculate P bar first. To keep P bar, the value of N here is because we are talking about the percent defective. Okay, I will just put this later. I will just put here N is equal to 100. Okay, the value of N here is 100. So, N is a constant value. I will better put it in the question as well. The value of N is equal to 100. N is equal to 100, that is out of the 100 sample it is picking this. Okay. Save. So, we have obtained the center line and the load control limit is equal to NP bar. I will just put these values this time directly. NP bar value is 4.67, NP bar minus 3 times of the square root of NP bar, which is 4.67 into 1 minus P bar. 1 minus P bar would be NP bar by N. NP bar is 4.67 divided by N. The value of N is 100. Okay. So, let me close the bracket. Okay. So, the value of N is 100. So, I have put it in the equation as well, in the question as well, that the value of N is 100. Okay. He has picked it from the, because N is constant in case of NP charts. So, the value is minus here. So, we can put the value 0. Let me see. Okay, this NP and P bar would all remain same here. So, the value is minus. So, LCL would actually be put as 0 now. So, I can even put the if loop here. I can even put the if loop, that if this value is less than 0, then take it 0. So, LCL is taken as LCL, because we cannot have negative values, LCL is 0. Okay. And the upper control limit, that value we can have, we can just put this plus here, this value is there, this value is 0, and this value I can just bring it to the second place of decimal. Okay, this value is 11.00 and it is here. Okay. Now, I will hide this and now I will try to plot these values. Okay, I haven't picked the series name number defective central limit okay. Now this number defective, this is the NP chart. I can put the chart title as NP chart. Okay, save. Okay, I'll save this thing. So this is our NP chart. So the whole process is in control, within the control limits. Okay, this was about the control charts. So we'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you.